The leftovers are in the fridge, the dishes are put away, and now the holiday shopping season is on. Some retailers opened their doors to Black Friday shoppers late Thursday night. Others waited until midnight or early this morning for the craziness to get started. But will the early start to the season bring out the shoppers? Big question here this morning. For more, we're joined by Frietchen. She's the editor-in-chief of ConsumerSearch.com. Christine, good morning to you.
Hi.
Let's talk about a survey that you all produced here. Stores who give their employees Thanksgiving Day off, 61% said they would think higher of those stores. Walmart and Toys R Us were open yesterday. Target, Best Buy, and Macy's opened at midnight. But of course, those workers had to be there early. Do you think that we'll see a Black Friday backlash from shoppers?
Well, it's very interesting. This really seems to be something that's coming to a head this year, and I'm not sure what quite the whole gestalt of it is. I think part of it is the Occupy Wall Street movement, the kind of, let's gang together and stand up for something type of thing. But this kind of store opening one-upmanship has been going on for years. They've all been backing up their opening times, and this is really the first year that a majority of stores have pushed back into Thanksgiving like this. So that's one of the reasons we did that survey. A full 87% of people said they really think that stores should just be closed on Thanksgiving. They want Thanksgiving to be about eating and hanging out with family, and they want Friday to be about shopping.
Is it one of those ideas, though, that in practice it's different versus the idea? So the idea is we want those workers in the stores, anybody that's working that day, to have the day off, but at the same time, anybody that's at home, they want to have the benefit of being able to go out and shop that same day too.
Yeah, I wonder about this myself, and the proof is in the pudding. We'll see what happens this year with retail sales, but I think it's one of those really easy statements to agree with, kind of like, should we be eating fast food?
Right.
Last time I checked, fast food drive-ins were doing a pretty good business,
yeah.
So I think it may happen here. And a lot of other types of businesses have been open traditionally on Thanksgiving and do a huge business. Look at movie theaters.
Movie theaters, yeah. Everybody wants to go see a movie on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because so many of these big stores are opening, though, earlier and earlier, are we going to see the demise of this traditional Black Friday?
Well, we already have to a large extent. I mean, Black Friday really does not end with that Friday. It really has become Black Friday season. Even last week we saw pre-Black Friday sales, and now we're going to see the post-Black Friday sales. And really the kinds of deals that you've seen in the Black Friday circulars are going to be offered next weekend, and the weekend after, and the weekend after, and all the days in between, and even after Christmas.
So if you don't catch it now, you can probably catch it on a weekend or at any time up until Christmas.
That's absolutely right. If you missed the $70 Blu-ray player, believe me, there will be another one.
Let's talk about something else in the survey that you conducted. You talked to more than 1,000 people. 25% of them said they would do something less than honorable to get their hands on a gift. Like what is the question?
Yeah, this was just a fun question we asked. We wanted to know how far people would go to snag a deal, and really the vast majority of them said that they wouldn't do anything sneaky, but quite a large number of them said that they would hide something. So I have to admit I have done that.
Really?
Yeah, especially like a piece of clothing that I like and I'm not quite sure about.
And this is maybe like the last one that's
there.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide it in the back of the rack. Yeah. So people are not above doing that. But very small numbers said that they would do something really bad, like take something out of somebody's cart or skip in line.
Yeah.
But I mean, Black Friday, we certainly hear a lot about bad behavior, but not so many people are copying to it.
Right, exactly. Well, we have to see how it goes. You know, we always see the highlights the next day of the stampedes and maybe even somebody getting into a fight in the store. So it's game time. You've got some folks that are getting ready to head out the door right now. What would be your advice to them?
Oh, please make a game plan before you go. Make a list. I mean, that's really why Black Friday exists. That's why the doorbuster exists. They want to get you into the store, and then once you're there, they want to sell you all kinds of stuff that you don't want, you don't need, and you probably shouldn't be buying anyway.
Yeah.
So make yourself a list. That goes a long way, just writing it down. Give yourself a budget. Say, I'm only going to spend this much in this store, and then try to stick to that.
And you're even saying that you can go as far, it almost sounds like a war room plan, but sketching out the store, knowing what you want, and actually knowing the floor plan of the store.
Yeah, if you want one of those doorbuster deals, and some of those prices are really the best ones in the whole circular. Those are loss leaders for stores. They're not making much money off of those things, but there are a lot of catches and only a few per store. So if you go the day before and you know where the appliance department is, you know exactly where that washer dryer is going to be displayed, you can just make a beeline for it once you hit the store.
And you want to make sure too that you're actually getting a deal, because some of these stores have a little bit of, or retailers, they have a trick up their sleeve as well.
Oh, are you kidding? They throw every trick in the book into the circulars.
Right.
This is D-Day
Yeah.
for stores. So, you know, making the sale price look inflated by making the regular price higher, you know, looks like a better deal. All kinds of hurdles to jump through, mail-in rebates in tiny print, only a few models per store, making the sale price really big in the circular so you think it's a great deal. But you can really, even if you're in the store and you see a price that looks good, run a search on your phone if you have one.
Which, by the way, that's a good point. Take the phone with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Instant sort of comparison shopping right in the store.
Yeah, I mean, there are some apps you can use to actually scan a barcode. That makes it really simple. One of those is called Shop Savvy. But you can also just run a regular search. Just type in the product name, and you can find local store availability, local store prices, and also online prices, which in many cases are cheaper than the prices that are in the store.
This is interesting. We go back now to that whole highlight reel after Black Friday, and we see the stampeding, and we see the clamoring, and we see maybe a fist fight every once in a while. When it comes to the big toy of the holiday season, that's usually the go-to item that everybody's trying to get. Do we even have that this year? It's usually that big it item that everybody's talking about. Hasn't been a lot of talk this year.
No, it's a very unusual year. There really isn't a big hot toy. I mean, there's no new game console system. Those are supposed to come out next year. And I really haven't seen like a Furby, you know, one of those squinky. I haven't seen like a big toy yet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the toy sections are still a mess,
right.
but there doesn't seem to be that like run for that section toy yet.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it all plays out. Christine Frietchen joining us this morning to talk all about it. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for dropping by. And you can get more Black Friday tips online at consumersearch.com.